Continuing on that subject of haptics, our sense of touch, and how it ties in with the technology we use now and what we'll be using in the future. So far, we've taken these unique senses, pain, pressure, and temperature, and looked at them individually. But there's other aspects to consider: multimodal interfaces. Each channel of reception or feedback is what we can call a modality, whether this is visual feedback from your monitor or pressure input from your game controller. It's important that we understand that there's much interest in applying multiple modalities in order to enhance human-computer interaction. We are told that the goals of multimodal interfaces are both to create a more natural communication system, as well as to create a more robust system that introduces redundancy into a system. Adding a multitude of interaction methods, as well as displaying information in different ways, allows users to do exactly this. Found in an article in the magazine Communications of ACM from January 2004 out of volume 47. Here we're told what we should be made aware of while designing multimodal user interfaces. It's presented that any interface should be designed with the broadest range of users in context of use. Because if we're trying to create something that's more natural, it is essential that we as designers understand who might our users be, from cultural issues, the work environment, and if there might be any disabilities or other issues that impede a user's ability to interact. As a part of this, we also need to understand who's going to be using the system and where. The requirements for a multimodal display at a busy airport, it's going to be quite different than that of a personal mobile phone. Not only this, there's going to be different privacy and security issues to attend to, depending on what the device is being used for and the actual user themselves. We need to keep in mind of all this while focusing on the end goal of maximizing human cognitive and physical abilities. It's important to have many methods to input and display information. This doesn't actually mean that a user needs to be able to attend to all the presented information in order to comprehend what's being presented. This is because the multitude of information, the multiple outputs, are intended to help the user understand through redundancy. Not all users are going to use all the information that you provide. These guidelines that we're given, they tell us to integrate modalities in a way that we can fit the user's own preferences, as well as the context involved. Also taking into account what the system functionally intends to do. As we begin to look at different ways to input multimodal information, it's necessary to find an appropriate output method that's going to match a user's input style. As systems are created to be used by a multitude of different users, it's important to make sure that the multimodal interface is adaptable to the needs of different users, as well as the different context in which it will be used. Your smartphone is an excellent example of this. It's typically used by a multitude of different users around the whole world. Any technology in a mobile phone should be accessible and easy to use by the majority of these users. As much as we try to use multimodal interfaces to create a more natural interface, we have to keep consistency. Gestures, for example, should always execute the same or similar commands throughout an interface, from program to program across all applications. For example, making the search by voice, typing it in, or any other method that might exist should provide identical results. Consistency aids in reducing user frustration. As we look through this article, as a final guideline, error prevention and handling needs to be implemented some way in a multimodal system. How that's done, it's up to the developer of such a system. But considering that users will not always interact the same way with a system, there should be a way to ensure that the data entered is what the user wants to put in. Now keep in mind that the article that we've been looking at and the guidelines that it's given us are at times a bit vague. In part, that's because it's difficult to know what application or system is being designed for use with a multimodal interface. These guidelines help to keep certain aspects in mind when starting with or working with a project. Now that's going to be it for this video. I hope that you did learn something, that you learned something a little bit more about how our technology is designed from a user perspective, about what designers and developers of technology have to think about when designing a given piece of hardware, software, whatever, you name it. Now remember, if you did enjoy that video, do hit that like button and do share the video with your friends, your family, your enemies, whoever. If you didn't like the video for any reason, hit dislike. Feel free to leave your thoughts, your ideas in the comments. And as always, no matter where you are in the world, good day, good night, good morning, bye-bye.